Hey, hi. Director Doug here for www.cinemacircus.net. We have a very, very special interview going for you. We're not going to tell you exactly where we're going right now because that's what our guests are going to do in depth. But it's very exciting. So let's get on with the show. Figures in action. Director Doug here. We're going to introduce you now to this incredible superhero panel, starting with Mr. Tyler Miller. Great to have you here. Please tell us about what you're up to very soon now.
Yeah, my name is Tyler Miller. I am the Assistant Director of Housing here at Fresno State. I'm also part of a consortium of higher educational professionals. We call ourselves Geek Ed. So the idea is to bring higher education and geek culture together. We're planning our 5th panel ever at San Diego Comic-Con. This is our 5th year at San Diego Comic-Con. This year, I'm very excited that Liz will be on the panel representing Fresno State to talk about her experiences putting together FRESCON.
Well, that's excellent. And, sir, who are you? We've seen you before at FRESCON, which was a tremendous success.
I'm Spencer Smith. I help put on FRESCON with Liz, and I'll be attending Comic-Con as well as a volunteer for Image Comics.
Great. And what is the goal do you see yourself being involved with now?
For FRESCON? Or?
Well, in general. In other words, FRESCON is big. International San Diego Comic-Con is tremendous. Where do you see yourself fitting in as part of the FRESCON experience, or personally?
Well, I think I might get to be on the other side this time and enjoy it, I think. Now that I've graduated, kind of let the other people take over and see, how they interpret what we put together and see where they go with it.
And what excites you the most being a veteran?
It was really fun to kind of just see everyone come together to celebrate, for a weekend, all the geeky stuff, and being able to celebrate in that with them was really cool.
Well, that's great. You're giving your time, talents, and your expertise as well. And Liz, we met Liz at FRESCON right out front, taking people as they came in. Tell us about what you expect to find here at San Diego International Comic-Con.
Well, I'm not quite too sure what to expect since it'll be my first time. But I do expect a lot of people. I don't know. I'm just really excited to go.
That's great. And what is the goal as you see the having a panel, I understand?
Yes, we will have a panel. I'll be one of five people on the panel. And they're all talking about how they've incorporated geek into their schools and their higher education. So my part is talking about FRESCON and how I developed with the help of Spencer and the help of my other team members, how we put on a convention for a college.
And didn't you get a reward for that?
Yes, we did. We won Most Outstanding Club Program from Fresno State, so that was a really great recognition from them.
Yes, well, she did a wonderful job, and it was a lot of fun. So the whole idea of a university at a comic convention, this is really intriguing. Could you kind of fill us in on that aspect?
Yeah, so about 5-6 years ago, 2010, San Diego Comic-Con International actually started reaching out to higher education administrators. We serve 18 to 24-year-old students on our campuses. That's kind of their primary group of people they're serving. And so they asked and offered free tickets for higher ed professionals to go to Comic-Con. So a buddy of mine, Ryan McCrae, both were the only 2 people who took them up on it at that first year that we're aware of. And so we went to Comic-Con. It was great. I remember the first time. It was very overwhelming, but very exciting. And, we sat at dinner one night. We're like, we should put together a panel about our experience as higher ed folks. We've done presentations for national conferences in our field, working with universities about geek culture. Why not turn it around and talk about higher ed at a geek culture convention? So we contacted some of our colleagues who we knew were geeks with us and said, hey, would you be interested in putting together a proposal for a panel at Comic-Con? And they kind of laughed and sure, of course, thinking there was no way we would get selected to be on a panel. But when I shared it with the programming committee, I just said, you've been reaching out to us. We want to turn around and give back to San Diego Comic-Con. We're willing to put on a panel if you'll have us. And lo and behold, a month before that Comic-Con in 2011, they're like, hey, you're on a panel. And we had a month to plan it and put it together. And we've done it. This is our 5th year now doing a panel. And what's nice is there's probably a good 10 to 15 people who are at the core of our group, which is Geek Ed, who have rotated through, and we've brought other people. We've involved students. So it's really kind of a grassroots movement to talk about how people can use their geek identity on a college campus to their success. And really, our goal is to just spread the message of acceptance, tolerance, and embracing your geek culture on a college campus, that you don't have to hide it. And so that message has resonated with a lot of individuals on a lot of campuses. Our first year, that in 2011, we had a panel of about about 200 people come to our panel. We had people lined up to come to our panel because it was the last one at night, and so that was kind of crazy that people were lined up to see us. And after that first year, we were aware of 5 or 6 colleges. We're now probably on about 200 or 300 different colleges across the country, doing different activities, doing week-long geek weeks, doing Comic-Con. FRESCON was kind of one of the first Comic-Cons that we put together, but now already other schools are looking at doing that on their campuses as well.
Well, with an attendance and a growing attendance like that, it speaks for itself. So that's what we were interested in, where you see this going. And basically, there's no limit. And the fact that you're representing geekdom is really nice, because you know what? If it wasn't for the geeks out there, we wouldn't have Superman, comic books, all the greatest movies. It's just an incredible phenomenon. Spencer, tell us about your geekishness.
I think I've always kind of been into comic books, video games, stuff like that. But once I got to college, it kind of exploded, meeting other people who were really into the stuff. We have a club on campus called Pick Your Potion, where kind of meet weekly to talk about these things. And then when we kind of had the idea to put on a Comic-Con, we met with Tyler, and he kind of encouraged. He planted that seed and let it, it got huge, and everyone got on board, and it's kind of just amazing to see.
Liz, tell us about Pick Your Potion, because that's when I first met you and the audience did there at FRESCON, and it was called Pick Your Potion?
Yes, it's called Pick Your Potion. The club stemmed from the love of Harry Potter. A bunch of friends wanted to get together and just kind of talk about Harry Potter, geek out about it. But then they noticed that they started to talk about other geekdoms as well. So they expanded it to a more general club. So now we have different weekly meetings that are themed around different fandoms. And they're really fun. We play games. We just sit and have discussions. And it's a really great place for people who are especially new to campus, who may not know very many people who have the same interests as they do. They can come out to our club meetings and just meet new people, new friends.
Well, it's certainly been my experience, and the people that have helped put the productions together with us, is that this is a phenomenon that until you become involved and really see what's going on, you have no idea. There's big movies out there, but there's a whole underworld, a whole undercurrent of massive power, intelligent, smart people doing what they love to do and sharing it with others, and getting an identity like that. It keeps you off the streets and lets you have to save someone as a superhero. It's all good. And do you have any parting words that you'd like to tell and to the audience? And because this is before you're going, and we'll see and hope to get to talk with you after, but don't want to leave you shy of anything you'd like to say at this point.
Well, I think ultimately our message is be who you are. You are welcome to be who you are. One of the things in higher education we talk a lot about is creating a sense of belonging. College shouldn't be a time where you feel like you have to fit in. It should be a time where you get to be who you are and not be afraid of who you are, discover more about what's important to you and who you are, and that to know that there are other people on this campus who are like you.
So Liz, this is your first time to the International San Diego Comic-Con, the largest, as we said, in the United States. Now, you're always dressed very nicely, but you know what? Is there the geek or the super person in you that you're going to tell us or show us?
Well, I've been thinking about bringing my costume that I wore to BronyCon. There's a character named Fluttershy, and she's one of my favorite characters. And I made a dress with her little cutie mark on it. So I was going to bring that and maybe wear it.
Maybe wear it. This is the chance of a lifetime. So that's great. Spencer, have you dressed up before?
I'm interested in it, but I don't have the sewing skills yet. So maybe in the future I'll make a costume.
When is the next FRESCON going to be held?
It will be held in the same spot as it was last year. tentatively because we're trying to be approved for a larger space because we had so much interest in the last year and we've proven that we can fill the North Gym. So it may be at the North Gym with extra room built outside, or who knows.
Well, standing room only, that's what we want to hear. And once again, when will it be held this year?
March 12th and 13th.
All right. Well, we'll see you then and after the con. This is Director Doug for www.cinemacircus saying so long for now.